Hello, my lovely Scorpios. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the week of the 5th to the 11th of February. So let's dive in, see what's going on for you, okay? The first card representing your energy this week. You are in, okay, all right, we got a little bit of a theme coming through here, Scorpios. So you're showing up with the Six of Cups, meaning that you are likely going to be really reflecting on past situations this week, feeling nostalgic, feeling like you're missing the old times, or maybe you're just reflecting on certain memories here. On the bottom of the deck here is an overall energy as well, is a Ten of Swords. So really representing that there could be a specific ending, separation, fallout, whatever it is, an ending that you guys might be reflecting on. This is really highlighting that a certain chapter of your life, maybe relationship, maybe situation has come to a very abrupt end, maybe a painful one with that Ten of Swords, and you pretty much are being quite nostalgic on it. I do have some clarifiers this week, so let's clarify the Six of Cups. Four of Cups, I think that was. Let me see. Here is a lot of emotions coming up for you guys. The Four of Cups can sometimes be a card of feeling quite jaded and bored. So for a lot of you, there might not be a lot of new things going on in your life currently, which is probably why you are really thinking about the past. All right. I don't know if this is something that you are missing per se, or whether you're just reflecting on certain memories here. But the Four of Cups, as you can see, there is a new offer coming away. Maybe it's in terms of love and relationships, or in just general, something to focus on, a new beginning in terms of your emotions and your feelings and self-care, self-love. There's a loving energy coming in anyway, but it's almost like you might not be able to see it just yet because you might be focusing a little bit more on the past, whether you're comparing it, saying, I want this, not a new thing, or whether you are literally just distracted in your mind, in your memories. Let's just see. I think you're just very feeling the feelings this week, okay? Right, in terms of your challenges this week, you have the Star card. So a challenge doesn't have to be a bad thing. It just says here that something that you might be needing to work on really and focus on a little bit is healing. This is coming up as a challenge because it might be quite hard for you to heal something. The Star card is a very vulnerable card. It's also about wish fulfillment as well. So it kind of comes in together saying that if you heal something, you're most likely going to achieve a goal. The Star card is vulnerability. So in this case, some of you might need to kind of dive into those deep feelings and ask yourself why there is still these memories, or why we might be focusing a little bit on the past rather than the present or the future. Let's clarify. Seven of Swords. Well, here we go. Your challenge is healing from heartbreak, well, specifically healing from deception, Scorpio. There is something that made you feel maybe betrayed, something that was hidden from you. Maybe someone took advantage of your vulnerability, of your openness. And this is what you were reflecting on. So yeah, I got it. That sucks. That takes a while to heal from. Seven of Swords Star card. Well, something clearly is being revealed to you, or has been in the past. And this is still something that you might be reflecting on and be wondering, why am I still thinking about this? Well, you're kind of having to heal directly why you felt betrayed in the situation. It's hard to say, given I don't know your actual specific situation, because everyone will be very different. But ultimately, I think it's to do with that vulnerability that you had in this dynamic, whether it be a work situation, whether it be relationship situation. Someone kind of took advantage of you in that way. I think that because you're showing through as the Star card, if there's something very unique about you, or you're unique about you in this dynamic, maybe you offered a lot of yourself. There's a lot of giving with the Star card because it is a card of like community and philanthropy, or in this card she actually is pouring water back into the river here so that people and animals can drink from it. And she's also, usually in a normal tarot deck, she's pouring into the plants around her so that they can pay fruit and grow, and other people can benefit from that too. It's a very giving card as well. And a Seven of Swords is basically saying that maybe someone tried to sabotage something of yours. Someone might be trying to sabotage your healing, moving on from someone. Someone could be sabotaging a dream or a goal. That could be self-sabotage, but in this case, because you're reflecting on the past, you can hear did you hear the sirens? That's a warning, basically, which I think you've been through. Again, this came to an abrupt end. I think as soon as you recognize what this is, or have already recognized what this is, you've detached from it, but there is a part of you that's still nostalgic and reminding yourself of the memories. You know, it does still linger at times. Right, what they're asking you to focus on is a King of Cups, about balancing and managing. I'm hearing managing your emotions and feelings. The King of Cups is very emotionally intelligent. All right, he understands when to dive into those feelings, but ultimately to kind of stay on top of them. He doesn't let them overwhelm him. He doesn't let them control his decision making. He comes from a very compassionate place, but he knows when to rule from the heart and when not to. All right, King of Cups. And that is your energy, by the way, Scorpio. What you're being asked to focus on is kind of building some stability for yourself emotionally, and also in terms of your future. The Ten of Pentacles is a really good card for abundance, a really good card on focusing on building on that, okay, through some sort of emotional intelligence and being balanced here. What to focus on is you, your legacy, the things you're building for yourself, your abundance, and to detach from this devil energy, Scorpio, because something's messing with your mind, something's making you feel weak or powerless, something's making you is making you avoid situations that actually could be quite beneficial for you. So again, whether it's acts of self-love or moving into better relationships with people or better career decisions, or situations, a part of you is a little bit reluctant or maybe rejecting new things because of what the past has done. So, or again, if it's present energy, then. But you are being asked to focus on your legacy, all right? Do you want to be remembered as someone who allowed heartbreak and betrayal to get the best of you? Or are we going to try and dive into the root issue, heal that, take some time. Don't worry about rushing this. It's the Pentacles are kind of things that take a little bit longer, but they are the most stable, okay? And they definitely kind of promise and guarantee stability in the future. So if you take your time to work on the foundations and deal with the root issue and why you might still be reflecting on something, so that you can grow and evolve within your own self. Otherwise, again, that devil plays with your mind. Basically, past events can really plague us by keeping us stuck, and we don't want that. All right, so in terms of your recent past, Three of Cups, sometimes this can be in relation to friendships and celebration. Given what we've had here, some of you may have been in a third party situation, or again, somebody may have had other options, but let's clarify. Three of Cups, please, in the past position for Scorpio. Ten of Cups. Well, in the recent past, some of you may have definitely been connecting with a community here. This could be more times with the family. Three of Cups is some kind of celebration, and Ten of Cups is, about everyone celebrating and having fun and reaching emotional fulfillment. So in the past, you were happy. In the recent past, you've been really feeling good. So why is it this week we're focusing on other things? Again, maybe you are feeling a little bit bored this week, and maybe that's why your brain's kind of going to the past. This could literally just be a reflective week, and maybe bringing up things that have been hiding under the surface to really kind of deal with those little issues or the root of the issue. Because recently there's a lot of emotions, a lot of happy emotions. So I think you've been distracted. I think you've been having fun times with others. Let's see what your strengths will be this week. It's a Five of Wands, conflict, competition. Because this is coming up in your strength, it's an interesting. It's because I got my thumb up. That's why I was doing that. But feel free to like the video if it resonates so far. All right, Five of Wands. Why is this in Scorpio's strengths? You have the Two of Wands. For some of you, maybe it is this competitive nature that might be a bit of a strength for you. I don't usually like the Five of Wands, but it might be helpful for you to kind of fight the good fight and focus on your future. Maybe it is in a little bit of healthy competition, or some of you are coming away from conflicting things, and that will be your strength, is to kind of take some quiet time and think about your future, not your past. She's looking away from that conflict. She's looking away from those immature comments or immature people, and she's looking into her future, her destiny. She's trying to figure out what she wants, and that would be your advice. Your strengths will be not looking at things that get you caught up in a spiral. Things that don't really have resolution. You know, sometimes when we think about memories, it can be helpful if we're doing it intentionally, because we're like, oh, like I understand why I have been holding on to this, or why I'm still upset about this. Maybe I need to heal certain areas or forgive in certain ways. That can be very difficult, and that's its own story within itself. You know, how do you forgive someone who betrayed you or had ill intentions? That's very difficult, and maybe some advice for another time. Maybe during the reading it might come through. But in this case, this is kind of saying that something is getting you in a spiral. 5 of Wands is a card where people are just arguing and it is not going anywhere. So these thoughts are not taking you anywhere. It's just bringing up these old emotions, and it's making you mad, and it's making you angry, or it's making you upset. It's causing you to be distracted. So in this case, your advice this week is to really kind of step away from that. It can be really addicting to go into that cycle and in that loop, because a lot of you want to feel understood, heard within your pain, which is completely makes sense, Scorpio. But 2 of Wands is saying, like, leave that behind. This week, focus on where your life is going and where you desire to go in your life. Some of you, could be travel, could be just new experiences. There's a lot of future potential for you. Don't let the past distract you this week. If there is people coming in, be aware of it. For some of you, as you're healing, as you're focusing on your happiness and becoming happier, there could definitely be people who don't like that and who are going to stir some things up for you so that you don't really move on, or that you some people could be in competition with you. Because the Star card here, some of you are in some sort of spotlight, or again, there's something about you that people can see that you're doing good or that you're trying anyways. And some people might not like that. So what are they going to do? They're going to come in and create some drama so that you aren't doing better than them or whatever. Like, for some of you, there is that coming through. This is ended, by the way. There is no coming back to this unless this drama failed. So whoever this is or whatever this is, definitely keeping tabs on you if possible. That might not resonate with everyone. But anyway, your advice really and your strengths is to ditch that conflict, ditch that competition, ditch the thing that keeps leading you in spirals, and focus on your legacy, because you do have a very big legacy that is at hand. One of financial stability, maybe financial freedom for a lot of you. It's very strong, it's very secure. So focus on it. All right. Your near future, Scorpio. 2 of Wands again. Your near future, you are going to be planning. You are going to be looking into the things that you want to be doing. The 2 of Wands is recognizing that you've outgrown a situation or a certain way of being, which you have. This kind of reflective energy is not bad, but you've outgrown it now. It's getting boring now. It's posing as a distraction now. It's no longer healing to you, because it feels like you might be leaning more to the negative memories, and your mind doesn't really understand the difference between a memory and something that you're going through now, because when we feel it, we feel those emotions that we felt and the chaos that came from it, unless we're doing it intentionally, of course. In this case, it feels a little bit just reflective, which can bring up those really chaotic feelings and bring up those, we don't want to be stuck in the past. All right, we don't want to be stuck in memories. We want to create in our lifetime. All right, 2 of Wands in your near future, focusing on the future. 4 of Wands as well. You will be, if you have no goals right now, you will be understanding what you want out of life. And for a lot of you, 4 of Wands, this is celebration. This is a coming together of people. This can sometimes be an engagement card. So for some of you, you could be looking to be engaged or to get into a relationship with somebody in the future, someone who, you can have a lot of fun with. 4 of Wands is also a card of just celebration, reaching a milestone. So you will be looking at goals and you will be achieving them, because there's a fiery energy coming through, and it's not fiery energy as in conflict. Now it's intentional. That fiery energy, that action, that desire, that passion is now on your future, not the past, not the conflict that arose from the past. It's about the future, which is good. I think this 10 of Swords is actually not only representing that something came to an abrupt end and a painful one, but it's that you are finally putting an end to the hold that it may have on you or your thoughts or your feelings. Speaking of your feelings, I will pull a card for it. Page of Cups. Interesting, because this can represent the fact that there could be a lot of surprising feelings coming up, things that kind of, whether you are getting a message and it surprises you, it's an emotional card. It's something that something happens in your external surroundings that brings a surprise to you and gets you in your feelings. This kind of represents a little bit, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. I'm so sorry. I've been sneezing in the readings. I'm not ill, and if I am, I need to just make some ginger shots later on today, I think. Okay, as you can see, the seagull is literally dropping a fish in his cup, and it's a surprise, like whoa. So this represents, again, emotional surprises. So whether there is an apology coming through, a message coming in, something coming in that catches you by surprise, is really going to kind of bring up those feelings that you thought were healed, that you suppressed. This can also represent like your inner child. So for some of you, this could go all the way back to your parents, and this could be coming up through childhood traumas and issues that are at the root of the issue, or in general, feelings that maybe you didn't quite think were still there are coming up, only so that we can gain more understanding of them, so that we can nurture them, not suppress them, but to look at them. 9 of Wands. You'll be feeling quite defensive, which is interesting because, again, you have an energy of where emotionally something's really going to shock you this week. Again, it does feel like maybe potentially something is coming in, or you might find something out, or that these emotions just catch you by surprise. The 9 of Wands is a very defensive energy. The act that you put onto others is this 9 of Wands. Very defensive. I'm ready to go. What do you need to say to me? Because I have a lot of things to say to you. It's very like defensive, which is understandable. But on the inside, there is this deep feeling in your heart. You see how I grabbed it? That's how it feels. It's like, oh my God, something has got a hold of you there. Because when your anger is really sadness in disguise, it's a kind of a front we put on when really we're deeply upset about something that we get so angry about it. It's kind of the barrier that's kind of hiding your feelings. You're a strong person, Scorpio. That's what that's meaning to me, is like you are able to push through even when you're dealing with difficult emotions. So I do want to acknowledge that, because some of you, I feel like you don't get that acknowledgement. So this week I am seeing you doing that as well, to be honest with you. So let's go on to your environment. Queen of Pentacles. We have a snake going on there. So some of you could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. In terms of your environment, I do think that you are really trying to focus a bit more on your material wealth and your material well-being. That is your stability in life in general, the finer things in life. Maybe it's to do with your finances and your work situation. There is a snake around you, potentially giving you an offer. I will clarify this. For Scorpio, Queen of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the Devil is coming back through again. 5 of Swords is conflict. All right, it's walking away from something. It does feel like an argument, to be honest, in your surroundings. I'm going to clarify this a bit more, to be honest. Be mindful of your words. This card usually comes in with a message of... what is it? It's really kind of... What's the phrase? Like, I remember it, but I'm just trying to make sure I'm phrasing it right, because you guys know I'm not very good with my words. Like it's almost okay, because I can't think of what the actual words are. I will just summarize it basically, because it's asking you to make sure that you aren't like rushing in to say something that will win you the battle, but in the grand scheme of things, you lose the war. So basically, you might say something that you might later regret, or you might do something that you might later regret. Okay, so there is this energy coming through. Just be mindful of what you are doing. Something is going to try and get the best of you. I think you're really trying to focus on your life in general. Again, there does feel like a very heavy distraction, most likely a person here, someone trying to tempt you, and that's where the Devil comes in. to dip back into that past energy and to kind of go into a spiral. I don't like this energy. It may be a person, maybe a situation, whatever it is. Don't get off your throne, Scorpio. Don't get off your throne for what something is offering you, because it just does not feel legit. It doesn't feel very good. And I think because your goal is to grow, it's to evolve, is to focus on your future, if the past is coming in, how do we kind of make sure that what you're doing is to win the war? So winning the war in this case is not allowing this to affect you anymore. I think that's deep down what you desire. So in this case, all right, this situation is coming up. How do I deal with this? Instead of dipping back into it, going into a spiral to try and win the battle, try and say what you need to say, you're doing the thing that you don't want to do anymore. You don't want to go back there. So in order to win the war, Scorpio, do apologize, is kind of doing the thing like this. Not falling for the conflict. Don't go back in that spiral. This doesn't go anywhere. You've been there. You've done that. This has happened before. It's just conflicting. Someone just wants to fight. Someone just wants to argue. Someone wants to bring you down. Why? Because they see that you're healing. They see that you're working on yourself. The Star card, people may even look up to you. The Star card is like inspiration. It's hope. You are vulnerable. You're open. You're pure. That's why she's naked, all right? This person's fully clothed. They're hiding. Jealousy. Scorpio. Jealousy. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, let's just get one more card here for your overall energy. Now we have 2 10s coming up. Well, we actually have 3. The 10s that are quite important is really about releasing the baggage of this. And again, easier said than done. Whatever helps you to do this, it'll be different for everybody. It's going to be quite important because 10 of Wands is saying you don't have to carry this anymore. This has been a weight on your shoulders. This has, dragged you down long enough. You have to let it go in whatever way. Sometimes it is forgiveness. And again, Scorpios, don't sting me. It's not about giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's never for the person who has hurt you. It's so that you don't feel those really tough feelings anymore. So that you don't remind yourself of what they did to you and you don't relive it over and over again. It's like making the conscious choice to let it go, to not feed into that devil energy that wants you to think about it again and again. We're going to actively go, okay, I see this is coming up in my memories. Is this something I can look at thoughtfully, or am I not in the mood right now and this is just going to anger me, upset me? Okay, I'm going to focus on something else and distract yourself. I know that's not the best of advice, and I'm not a therapist. I'm not someone that you really should completely and solely listen to. Just your tarot bestie on here. Whatever helps you, like go and do something good for yourself whenever that happens. Like make it something that makes you feel better. It could potentially help, but anyway, it's about releasing something. The 10 that they really want you to focus on is your future and your legacy and the things that you're trying to build for yourself. Alrighty. Well, let's just clarify that 10 of Wands, and I do have the Tea Leaf Tarot here, so stay tuned. Oh, 6 of Cups again. This is on what to release. By the way, you have this beautiful energy underneath, the Death card, which is death and rebirth, endings and new beginnings. Something must end for something new to begin, and this new energy is to do with you, your independence, financial independence coming through. Again, peace, enjoying your own space and time in your life, enjoying the present moment. That's the new energy that they're wanting to bring in for you. That past energy has got to die. That past energy has got to die off. It's got to stop becoming something that's still alive in your mind, basically. Because the baggage is what needs to be released. The past needs to be let go of. It's really heavy. Again, speak to a therapist. If that's something that you need, therapy should be available to everyone, to be honest with you. Because it's something that helps us to feel understood in the hurt, and sometimes that's where it comes from. That's why we sometimes relive things, because it's like, this hurt me, and this has affected my present because I may be set back because of this situation that happened, and I can't do X, Y, and Z because of the situation. Like, instead of that being your story, try find another way to write it. And again, or try to speak to someone who understands your pain and who can empathize with you a bit on that, because sometimes we feel a bit lost or alone with it. But it's gonna be different for everybody, to be honest with you, with what's keeping you stuck on it. Maybe you're wanting revenge, karma, basically, and that could be the thing that's keeping you stuck on it because you want to see them suffer the way that they made you suffer. I do get it. Very human thing to experience, but it's about rising above that and going, actually, like, is that where I want to be? Is that the kind of person that I am? Like, am I really going to allow this person to change my morals or change, you know, who I am as a person? All right. Don't get dragged to the dark side. Let's see for Scorpios. That is scaring me. Okay, we'll stop it. Actually, let's get a few more. Scorpios? All right. You have a handshake coming through this week. So meeting with a stranger could be important this week. You have plenty of material things coming up for you guys, which is great. You also have some great passion coming through. Successfully overcoming a problem, which is nice. Dealings or relationship with a man. Opportunities are waiting for you. Short journey. An announcement coming through. That's the thing that's going to put you in your feelings, I think. Expect a message for whatever it may be, but you will overcome it, so don't worry. I'm just giving a lecture as always. It's what it is. All right, I love you guys. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you guys next time. All right, Scorpios, I love you.